Ladli Lal Ki Jai, Srimat Sadguru Sakar Ki Jai, Pyari Pyari Amma Ki Jai, Sri Guru Dham Bhakti Mandir Ki Jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Welcome everybody to a continued presentation on the occasion of Guru Poornima, where we honor and remember, pay our homage and our devotion to our Guru, Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. He is the fifth personality in the last 5,000 years to be acknowledged as a Jagat Guru, which means world teacher, but he was also given the title of Jagat Guru Tam. It means the best of the Jagat Gurus, the best of the world teachers. And so Guru Poornima is our time to remember all that he is and increase our love and devotion and understanding towards him. But as is customary, I'd like to sing a vandana, a collection of Sanskrit verses that pay homage to the Guru, homage to the Divine One. It's a song of humility, of openness, of surrender, and of grace. After that, we'll do a short Nam Sankirtan, and then I'll get into the subject for this program. So please just close your eyes while I sing these most auspicious sacred verses from the Vedas, and think of Sri Maharaji, of Radha Krishna, of your place in your devotion with them. Come closer, always come closer. Pratamam Sad Guru Vande Shri Krishnam Taranam Taram Guru Papat Mana Trata Shri Krishnas Tvamalat Manam Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale Vakshastale Kaustubham Nasagre Varamautikam Kartale Venu Kare Kam Kanam Nama Kamalana Vallabhaya Nama Kamalamāline Nama Kamalapandaya Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vaivedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagwam Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumikshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Divine Souls, let us chant for a few moments the names of Sri Krishna and feel the connection from the heart, where the soul resides, to the Paramatma, the Divine One Himself. Bhajo Giridhara Govinda Gopala Bhajo Giridhara Govinda Gopala Bhajo Giridhara Govinda Gopala Bhajo Giridhara Bhajo Giridhara Govinda Gopala 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 Giridhara Govinda Gopala
Giridhara Govinda Gopala
Bhajo 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 Giridhara Govinda Gopala
Giridhara Govinda Gopala
Ladli Lal Ki Jai, Srimat Sadguru Sakara Ki Jai. The season, the festival of Guru Poornima is one of the most auspicious times for a devotee of their Divine Master, the Mahapurush, the Saint, the Guru. It's a time of joy, a time of remembrance, etc., as I mentioned earlier, of being grateful. Oh, I have this personality to guide me internally, to guide me in the world in terms of giving me the instruction that's best for me in the appropriate environment that I'm living, etc., etc. So it is a time of great, great joy and devotion. But I want to address those who never got the chance to meet in person Sri Maharaji, as we affectionately call him, who never had the opportunity to sit at his lotus feet, to hear the timbre of his voice, to feel the touch and embrace that he gives to his satsangis. What about them? In fact, since Sri Maharaji left this earth, 2013, in the time of Sharad Purnima, the October season, many great efforts have been made by JKP, Jagadguru Kripalu Parishad, our parent body, our organization, to reach out into the world and let them know, oh, this is Jagadguru Tam Sri Kripalaji Maharaj, and this is what he means to you in your life. This is why he is important to you. So social media, videos on YouTube, all of the pracharaks that Maharaji trained personally, going out and talking and giving satsang in the name and devotion to Sri Radha Krishna and our Sri Maharaji. So the numbers are starting to increase who never met Maharaji in person. There are satsangis that I know of who came after he passed away. They say, well, you've quoted many verses of Sri Maharaji, which he gives of the Vedic literature like the Ramayana, the Gita, the Vedas, etc. For example, without the Guru, an aspirant cannot progress another step further in realizing their true divine purpose, which is Nishkam Prem, the selfless devotion and love of the supreme form of love, Sri Radha Krishna. Another verse, Acharyavam Purusho Hi Veda Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. This Vedic verse talks about who is the Guru. Oh no, the Guru who not only has complete command of all the Vedic knowledge, but has practically experienced that knowledge, thus is a God-realized soul who's come on this earth to help others to understand and realize the same. The Gita, Tadvid hip pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You should go to the Guru in a spirit of humility. You should go to learn and to give of yourself, sevaya. There are so many verses that our Sri Maharaji gives about the importance and the absolute necessity and essentiality to have the Guru in your life so that you may realize the supreme divine nature of the Atma, the soul, in its union, the Yuj, with the Divine One. So people say, I never met him, so, what am I, a second-class citizen? I didn't have the good fortune. Is there any use, any value for me to keep going? Should I just wait until a divine master, the Guru, comes along and I can meet them in person and just wait until that time? The answer is no, a resounding no. Even those who have met Sri Maharaji, some of them are saying, well, he's gone now. He's not here in his physical form. So let me just pull back, let me just relax a little bit. I don't have to be so, I'll just get on with my life and do my, raise my family and my job and pay the mortgages, etc., etc. And I'll go to sadhana, satsang, maybe once a week or once a fortnight or something like that. I have belief in him after all. But he's not here anymore. So you can see the problem. There are those who've never met Sri Maharaji in person wondering, is it worth it? He's not here anymore. Without the Guru, you can't progress another step. And then there are those who are actually already in his satsang, but they're saying, well, he's left, so, I can just relax, and when he comes again, if I'm blessed, I'll get the opportunity to meet him. Well, these thoughts of both camps are wrong, categorically, emphatically incorrect. Sri Maharaji has explained who is the Guru. He's spoken so many talks about who is the Guru. And he's explained that Guru is none other than a form of Bhagavan, God himself, on earth, who is the one who graces, that there is no difference between Guru and the Divine One, God, Bhagavan. He has often given the example, he says that, and quoting in his talks, look here, God is greater than the Guru. And we say, yes, yes, yes. And then he says, but Guru is greater than God. And we go, huh? So Sri Maharaji explains, if you've got a $5 note in one hand and $5 in coins in the other hand, what's the difference? They equal the same value. Similarly, the Guru, the Master, the Mahapurush, is a manifestation of the Divine One on earth. Okay. Well, and let's say you accept that. But if you're going to accept that, and Maharaji gives so many verses, and we don't have time to go into depth on that now, my brother and sister pracharaks, they will fill in the gaps and add more and more than what I'm giving here today. But if you accept that, and you say, oh, okay, so they're one and the same. But then Sri Maharaj explains the Paramatma. Dvasu paranaso yuja sakaya samanam vriksham parikasvajate. This supreme power, Prabhu Vyapaka Saravatra Samana. This supreme power is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and lives always with the jiva, the individual soul, always with it. And in the human form, this is in the heart region, and takes note of every thought that you have and gives the consequences. So if you turn towards Radha, Krishna and Guru, it's noted. And if you really desire to have their divine company, to love and serve them selflessly, that is noted. If you turn towards Maya, this material phenomena, and your interests are to be successful in the world, to have family in the world, to have good health and wealth and power and influence, to go on holidays, build the nicest of homes, then that's also noted. And if you use your mind according to the three gunas, sattvic, rajas, tamas, sattvic is the good, the pious, rajasic is the common thinking, the passionate, and tamasic is the lower nature, the darker nature of our being. If you use your mind towards the world in those three different categories, then that is noted and you get the consequence. So what I'm saying is not one thought is lost. And so the subject of Sri Maharaji, if a person comes into his sangha, satsang, his association, albeit through watching his talks online, through reading his writings, through coming into the company and guidance of his personally trained pracharaks, the swamis, swaminis, who goes to India, to Guru Dham, and visits all the wonderful mandirs that he's built, from Bhakti Mandir to Prem Mandir to Mother Kirti Mandir. In other words, who starts filling up their time listening to the talks and reading the words that he has himself written, and being in the company of like-minded souls who are of the pathway of Sri Maharaj and accept him completely, or this is my Guru, who go to India to visit Guru Dham, etc. And you start thinking about him, the question of, but he's not here in person, how can I be helped, is redundant. Even to devotees who most of the world will say, my gosh, you are so devoted to Sri Maharaj, you must be so elevated. Even to those people, there's work to be done. What kind of work? To go over again and again and again and again. Go over the philosophy that he's taught. Because to think that, oh, yes, I've understood it, but the next day you forget it, this is because the mind is attached habitually to the world, and it has to build instead the attachment to Hari Guru. So we hear about humility, we hear about the importance of human life, we hear about the movement of the soul in 8.4 million different species within this material nature known as Maya. We learn about the uniqueness and absolute importance of the human body in this form alone of all the different forms. That includes the celestial realm and the lower regions, the hellish regions, in the middle region of bird life, plant life, animal life, etc. Of these 8.4 million different types of bodies, the human body alone can move towards and accept and experience Bhagavat Prapti, God realization. Kratumayoyam purushaha tasmat kritum kurvit. Only this human life has the ability to either bind themselves further to the world, or to rise up into the celestial, another manifestation, the subtle manifestation of this world, or to sink into the lower regions, or to lose this human form and move into the bird life, plant life, plus or cross Maya forever in the association of the Guru and realize the divine love eternally, never to be bound by ignorance or by Maya or by karma or cause and effect ever again. How important is this human form? So, Guru teaches about that. So many things. Talks about ananyata, exclusivity to your ideal, and not to go here and there and there and do this and a bit of that and a bit, and thoroughly confuse yourself. Talks about who is the Guru, what is the Guru, what can you expect from the Guru, what can the Guru expect from you. So many things he teaches. And the more you are in the association of the Jagat Guru Tam, never forget who he is. Speaking to 500 scriptural masters, and they surrender to him and say, we accept you, please accept the title of Jagat Guru Tam, the best of historically all the Jagat Gurus. This personality. And so the more you listen to him and you read his writings and you follow what he's asking in the way of doing Rup Dhyan, meditating on the form of Radha, Krishna and Guru, you take your life and you offer it as a devotion, sewa. In other words, the more you detach from the world by attaching yourself to Hari Guru, Guru and Radha Krishna, then the stronger is their presence in your heart. And there is a verse, Ye yata mam prapadyante tanstaj bhajamyaham. Here, Sri Krishna is saying, and the manner you think of me, I'll think of you. I have to think of you. And if you love me, then I have to love you. If you love me selflessly, then I will love you selflessly. How are we going to learn about these things? How are we going to increase our love for Radha Krishna and move away from the world, if not being driven by the knowledge of our Guru, Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripalaji Maharaj? And that's the theory side of it. But the theory side is so important. For as you strengthen your understanding, so your faith increases. As your faith in Guru and Radha Krishna increases, so does your devotion and your love. And as your love increases, then so does Radha Krishna and Guru's love for you. And when you reach a point where you can't live without them, then by their grace, Guru will reveal himself to you. Or he'll come again on this earth with your name. This person must come into my satsang and have the benefit of my personality in the physical form. There is so much to do. I have known through my life as a Swami, a Pracharak, many different devotees. Some came with a light-hearted interest, maintained that light-heartedness and eventually got drifted back into the world. Some come with an interest, but it's undeveloped, but they listened to Maharaji, and the more they heard, the more they thought, I better put into practice what he says, and their devotion is strengthened and strengthened. But unless and until Ma may come Sharanam Vraja, unless and until our surrender is 100%, then Guru will not award you the Surup Shakti, the divine love power of Radha Krishna in your heart and mind. Then you will not get the divine body, the divine mind, the divine intellect, the divine senses, and be in the divine abode of Vrindavan. where Radha Krishna perform their leelas of infinite supreme love. So we have to get to 100%. And the way to do that is to again and again daily listen to what he had to say. And then Rup Dhyan, putting it into practice. Recently I was watching a talk of Sri Maharaji, and he said normally when a visitor comes, they bring a gift, and Sri Maharaji says, I want to give you also, I want to give you a gift. What gift? He said, accept what I say, that Radha Krishna and Guru are always with you. You are never alone. Always with you. And if you go about in the world and you think, oh, my Guru, Maharaji, Radha Krishna, they're living in my heart, they're listening to my thoughts. If I have loving thoughts to them, then they strengthen those thoughts. If I have thoughts to the world, then they give me the consequences towards the world. But when I think of Sri Maharaji, genuinely think of him sitting in my heart, then I stop the nonsense or thinking of I'm great, you're small, I'm powerful, you're weak, I'm handsome, you're ugly, I'm rich, you're poor, I know better, I know, you don't know. In other words, by thinking of the presence of Guru and Radha Krishna in your heart, then a natural humility comes. And a natural inclination to want to be with them, to love them, to devote to them. And as that builds, as I gave that verse, Ye yatamam prapadyante tanstadhaiva bhajamyaham, as I gave that verse, the more you love them, the more they love you. And it becomes a competition. Sri Krishna says, I want to give you my love. And the devotee says, I want to give you everything I have. Well, I'll give you everything. And eventually, the realization by grace, by surrender and grace, then one realizes the supreme love. So the question then of, well, I haven't met him, or he's not here anymore, so I'll wait till he comes again, is very dangerous. Sri Maharaji has taken the most complex. In fact, he said, after millions of years of your own efforts without the Guru, you will not progress to God realization. But he said, I have taken the essence of the Vedas, Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, many, many different Shastra. I've taken the essence, filled a pitcher, and poured this knowledge into you. I have simplified it. I have clarified it. I am making you understand the importance of your life and how to actually realize Radha Krishna, the divine. So we have much to do. You might say, oh, it's too much. Once, a long time ago, a Westerner from Australia came up to me and said, Swamiji, I have come to the understanding that this is beyond me. I can't achieve what is being asked of me. So what's the point? I was shocked. I answered the best I could, but eventually that personality drifted off into other things. It means the understanding, the gift that Sri Maharaji is giving us, that Radha Krishna reside in our hearts, and all we have to do is become like the child, not duplicitous, not arrogant, not full of egoistic activity, other than, you are my divine beloveds. I am shedding tears because without you, I can't realize you. To get to that point, it takes time. Some people are in different levels. Meaning, some people come into this earth on this life, as a result of all the devotion they did in previous lifetimes, and they meet Sri Maharaji because of all the effort that's gone before, and it is their time to progress quickly. They are ready. But others might come and it takes them a lifetime and they're still not ready. But if you go forward, going forward means you listen diligently and carefully to what our Sri Maharaji is explaining. And you try, okay, I'm going to remember they are always with me. I am never alone. My Guruji's hand is on my back. I can feel him in my heart. He's calling me, come quickly. This is what will happen. Instead of trying to get out your calculus and work out, well, what are the mathematical equations of whether he comes or whether he doesn't come, etc., instead of worrying, oh, I missed the chance, many people had the chance of being in Maharaji's company and they were benefited, and many people had the chance and they just drifted away because they didn't listen or put into practice what he advises. Therefore, I'm speaking to two groups here. I'm speaking to those who've never met Maharaji but are attracted by what they've seen through YouTube or by hearing the pracharak speak of him or by seeing the beauty and splendor of Guru Dham, Bhakti Dham in India. And all the good works that he's doing from hospitals and schools, all the charities that he's initiated, etc., or the beautiful Prem Mandir and Vrindavan and so on, of the schools he's established, his writings, his videos. Oh my gosh, I've never met such a personality before. If you feel like that, you can definitely be helped, without question. The more you fill your mind with him, the more you want to meet him. The more you put into practice what he advises, the more purified and loving and soft-hearted you become. And then tears of true devotion naturally occur. And then you're sitting there like a little child, calling out for mother, calling out for father. Please, I'm stuck in the quagmire of Maya. I can't get out. Come to me. And Sri Maharaji and Radha Krishna, because they are omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, they live with the jiva, your soul, at all times, they know, oh, this soul genuinely wants me to come. I will make the arrangements to strengthen that person, that individual's love. I will make the arrangements to give them the knowledge they need to go deeper. I will work with them all the way. I will never leave them. And then, whether it's this life or the next or the life after, if Maharaji says, I'll come. But you've got to do your homework, you see. You have to follow what I say, and then it's guaranteed I'll come to you. This is the kind of vishwas, shraddha, that we should build. It gets easier. It does. When I'm living over here currently in New Zealand, Australia, New Zealand is the area that I've primarily taught in my life as a Swami, I see many people not interested at all. Who want to speak about these subjects, it's almost like they turn the music up and put their fingers in their ears. Or they are attracted. They hear one talk and they go, oh, gee, that's really good. But by the time they get home, they turn the radio on in their car and go home and do what they normally do, which they have habitually done all their life, those habits so strong, and they've just heard a little bit of the philosophy when in the company of the Swami, Swamini, when they are in the company, they are, oh, this is really good. And then as they fall back onto their own momentum, they drift away. And so by far 99 point something of the world have no interest actually. They want infinite love, joy, and happiness, no question. But they think it is in a house, in family, in wealth, in health, in recreation, doing what they want, when they want, as they want. So they will stay. They may or may not get the human form in their next life, but they will rotate in the 8.4 million species. Maybe at some point far in the distance, they might have the thirst, the hunger to learn again. Maybe Radha Krishna, Bhagavan God, will bless them to meet the Guru, who will do his, her best to teach them. But if they don't want to listen, then what can the Guru do? But are you in that situation? No. You must make the decision, Nischaya, you must make the decision. Oh, I'll never get the opportunity to hear the philosophy so clearly and so powerfully as Jagat Guru Sri Kripalaji Maharaj teaches. And the more I think of him, why, he'll think of me. The more I shape my life to make him happy, the more he will provide facilities for me to increase my understanding and devotion. It's a promise, it's a law. So, rather than say, oh, I've missed my opportunity, he's not here, I'll wait and maybe he'll come in the future. In the meanwhile, I'll do what I want, when I want, etc. Rather than say that, nope. You say, oh, at last the clarity of this Vedic knowledge about the soul and Paramatma God and the supreme pathway of love known as Bhakti Yoga, of selfless devotion, immersing my mind with loving feelings. Ah, what an opportunity. In this particular life, we have a destiny to the world. It's set. When you're born, to whom you're born, when you'll expire, the different things that you'll achieve in this life. Those things are material, are called prarabdha karma. But when the Guru comes into your life, as he is right now, and says, you have your destiny, live that, but give your heart and mind to me. Hands to work and heart to Bhagavan, to God, Hari Guru. Then the progress. So, the challenge, if you like, or the opportunity, if you wish to look at it that way, is being put in front of you. Come, my child, come. I know what's happening in your heart. I know the struggles and frustrations that you've been having in your life. That's why you're here now. You want something more, something deeper, something that will actually satisfy you. And that is called Divya Prem, divine love. Because the soul's nature resonates. It is known as Satchit Anand. And the Anand is the main word. Anand means bliss, but is a minute part of the infinite Satchit Anand. Unlimited love, and that is Bhagavan God. And the soul is a spiritual power, and this body is a material thing. We will shrug it off when the soul leaves the body. Impermanent. Everything we have of this world, impermanent. Family, possessions, wealth, etc., impermanent. But the soul, wanting this supreme love, will constantly play on your mind. Show me the happiness, show me the love. And you won't find it in the world. And then along comes Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripalaji Maharaj and says, I know what's going on in your heart and mind. And this is how you will realize that which you have been searching since infinite time. The supreme, infinite, divine love, and once experienced, you will never be caught in this material maya again. So don't make excuses, in other words, as I finish this talk. Don't argue for your limitations, oh, I can't. Instead, embrace this opportunity Sri Maharaji has opened the door for you. He has said, all you have to do is come closer. Think about what I am telling you. Put into practice the meditation, the devotion, the way to live your life, and be joyful and happy. And that means less stress, less worry about the world. You'll still do what you have to do in the world. You don't have to grow an extra leg or an extra arm or another 10 feet tall. You be who you are. You come as you are. You don't have to spruce up, dress up, be somebody different. You just have to allow your devotional nature to grow naturally. Just like you take a seed, you have to put it in good fertilizing soil. That's true. Any gardener knows that. So, okay, I'll put it in the rich soil. But then you have to add water. That's true. That's what gardeners do. But not too much water and not too little. You don't want to drown or parch the seed. Get the right amount. Okay. And then it needs sunlight. But not too much sun that it gets burnt, and not too little that it can't grow. So I take the seed, in other words, which is my inclination to realize my true being, and I put it in the fertile soil of understanding, which the Guruji provides. And then, according to his teaching, I'll add this much wood, I'll do this kind of devotion, and I'll make sure it gets the sun so that it can grow. And then it happens naturally. So the kickstart here is to understand what is the seed. It's the Atma. What is the soil? It's knowledge. What is adding the water and the sunlight? That's your devotion. It's not hard. It's natural. But don't give yourself the excuse, he's not here. I have to wait, because you have to have the Guru to progress. You do have to have the Guru. And he's here. Maharaj is here right now, saying, come, come, come. My heart is so big I can accept all of you. All of you I'll accept. Just come and learn about the infinite supreme love. So, in this way, the festive season of Guru Poornima, I'm reminding you, whether you consider yourself advanced on the path or a new beginner, there's work to be done. And he accepts anybody. As I gave that verse, if you think of me, I'll think of you. If you love me, I'll love you. If you can't live without me, I can't live without you. It's simple. So the Guru is absolutely essential. But here he is. He's only just left the building, and since that, someone's wearing perfume and they walk out of the house, you can still smell. And Maharaji's divine perfume with his knowledge and the mandirs and all the facilities that he's left is fresh, fresh, fresh. There's no confusion. His talks are available, his writings are available. The satsang is alive and well. And Maharaji's 3 daughters, we call Bari Jiji, Manjali Didi and Chota Didi, they are taking care, they are making sure that the integrity and the knowledge that Maharaji gifted the world is intact purely. And one can go to Maharaji's ashram, have their association, these extraordinary personalities who caught every drop and utterance of Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripalaji Maharaj, their father. All of this is waiting for you, so don't hold back. March forward and learn and grow and strengthen your love for Sri Radha Krishna, the supreme form of love, and Guru. Ladli Lal Ki Jai. Thank you, everyone. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.